Right. Hi, Alex. Can you start by telling me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I go to Walter State Community College right now. I have a associates in history, and then I'm going to go to East Tennessee State University to get the second half of my bachelor's degree, which will be in secondary education. I will also have an add-on in English, so I want to be able to teach high school English and history. So hopefully, I can get a better understanding of both subjects with that.
Okay, great. Tell me, how do you teach to the state standards?
I use the state standards as a guide, and then I prepare lessons that would relate the material to the real world, which engages the students as well as also creates material that has higher order thinking and more critical thinking. So the students work and use perseverance to get the answer rather than the teacher just simply telling them what the answer is in a lesson.
Okay, great. Um, how would you prepare students for standardized assessment?
In order to prepare students to excel on these tests, I would like to place a significant focus on real-world examples, writing, and problem-based learning. What this would do is allow the students to relate the material to things that happen in their world. This will allow them to perform better on standardized tests, I believe.
Okay. So, what would your disciplinary policy be?
At the beginning of the year, I will send home a newsletter to the parents. It will have the disciplinary policy in it, and the students will know at the beginning of the year that there is rules and procedures in the classroom, just like a community, that will exist in order to create a fair and equal environment for the students to work and learn in. And that way there will be a less amount of disruption and misconduct, and students who do have disruption and misconduct will need to be corrected.
Okay. Um, so, how would you meet the needs of a student who had an IEP?
A student with an IEP is very interesting. First, what I would want to do is discuss the IEP with the special ed teacher, and I would also like to reach out to the parent. I would like to get background information on the student, and then I would take my curriculum and I would mold it to what best fits the student's accommodations and modify my curriculum to that. This way, the student will be able to learn in a more standard classroom, and so the student won't have to be hopefully taken out in the hall or taken into a different classroom as much. This will allow the student to learn, but also feel that they're part of the classroom. So socially, I think that they will be able to excel as well.
Okay, that sounds great. Tell me, what would be a way that you would communicate with parents?
With my newsletter at the beginning of the year, I will explain how I'll keep in touch with them. I will set aside time during the day that they can communicate with me. This is because I want to be able to give them my undivided attention. If I can't do that, then I feel the parents will leave unhappy, and that I will also be unhappy because I won't be able to discuss everything that I really would like to with them. I will give them my contact information such as email, and with this, I know that sometimes there could be unruly parents, but I feel that this is the best way to communicate with parents overall because I give them my undivided attention and they have time that they know for a fact they can always reach me.
Okay, great. So, what would you say your biggest challenge will be?
Every student has different learning needs. These needs can range on a very large spectrum. Balancing each of these needs while still ensuring that all students learn effectively can be very challenging. But I work to ensure all students learn effective regardless of their needs by differentiating my instruction and incorporating as many learning styles into it as I can. This will allow multiple students to learn in different ways, hopefully the ones that best fit the way they learn the best.
Great. Okay, what is most rewarding about your job?
I feel an educator makes a large impact on students' lives. They have a lot of influence on the student, and they have the potential to make or break the student in the real world. An educator carries a great amount of influence through the work and the perseverance that they do. As an effective educator, I know that students need to be harbored into this world as successful adults, and as when they leave my grade, if I feel that they have everything they need to continue on with the world, then I feel very rewarded and I know I've done my part.
Okay, Alex, so why do you feel you can contribute as an educator?
I feel education is a building block to any successful adult. Children need school for more than just education. They need it for their social skills. They need it to be challenged. They need it to understand that the world is full of challenges. If they can learn this at an early age, then they're going to have a much more successful, productive, and easy adult life. They're going to have stresses in their adulthood, and if I am able to ensure that they have positive self-efficacy, that they have learned everything they need to learn in school, and that they understand how to cope with issues and stresses that arise in the adult world, then I have contributed very greatly. That is part of what my education philosophy is to ensure that students understand how to deal with challenges that may arise in their life.
Great. Okay, Alex, one last question. How important to you is classroom management?
I feel classroom management is very important. As an educator, you must have control of your classroom. If there is no classroom management, there's no learning going on. Classroom management is vital to ensure that students understand classroom policy and that they're able to learn better and more efficiently. On the teacher's end, classroom management is important because if a teacher has proper classroom management, then they are able to instruct their students more efficiently with less issues, and they won't have to yell or do any other disciplinary action. Classroom management is overall better for the teacher and the student, and it is necessary in any classroom.
Great. Okay, thank you very much, Alex.